Castle Awoyaya project. The project started just like a dream, just like play, and then it's a very challenging project. When we started the project, everywhere was actually a thick forest. I mean a thick forest, not just a thick forest, a normal thick forest. It's a forest indeed, and it is swampy land. It's 75% swampy. Most of the time, we have to actually fly fence to actually enter into the land and jump about a couple of fences, more than 5 fences before we actually get there. So even getting to the Castle Awoyaya now, we have to be the one to actually construct the road inside the mud of water. It was everywhere. The road, everybody's actually benefiting and working on along Awoyaya now. It's actually a waterlogged area. Everything's actually worked along with palms and the likes. We took it upon ourselves to actually create the access road first. Back then, when we actually unveiled the project, we unveiled the style of what we actually want to construct, and there's been a lot of backslash that it's impossible. How will you achieve this thing that you've actually put out? Because it's actually our first the construction project back then, and then we've got a lot of motivation that we have to actually get this done, to actually prove to the world that we actually really what we actually want to do, and as a company to actually bring out the tone of the kind of company that we are, a name that people can actually really trust. People don't actually really believe in us when we started the project, but when we immediately actually made some sample and couple of units, and then people were actually really amazed with the results, what we promised, and that we were able to actually really fulfill them. People were actually really amazed. So, and then now we have a whole high demand on a daily basis for the same project that people once did not believe in. We started the project 2021, and then it's 2 years now that we've been building the project, and then we're very, very proud of what we've actually done there, looking at the challenges we've actually faced there. And then our clients are also proud of us, though at some point we actually promised them maybe 6 months of delivery, but we had a lot of challenges because of the soil formation. The soil formation of the Castle Awoyaya is absolutely bad, that we have to actually call upon some experts to actually see what we can actually really do to make sure we actually conquer this very bad soil. We don't have to compromise everything. We have some people might just build anything and then leave the house for clients, and then after a year or two, and then the house starts cracking or sinking or whatsoever. So because of our name and our integrity, because we want to still remain in the market, so we have to actually introduce what we call piling. We have to actually start piling over 13 points for a particular bungalow, and we are going, that's 24-meter depth for 13 points. It's as if we are building duplexes just to construct bungalows, and then we've actually done that close to about 70 units of bungalows. It's very, very challenging. As a matter of fact, it's beyond what our client has paid. At least we have to spend more than 45% of what the client has actually paid to make sure that this foundation is actually being done.
We have time limits for pile, because once we take our time to do the pile, the depth matters a lot. Getting the actual depth till we get to the solid, sharp sand so the building can stand on the pile properly. Then we need to give it time for it to cure. Some about 6 months, a year. So that's the major reason why the pile takes time, because if it doesn't get cured and we put the load on it, it's going to affect the integrity of the structure. The materials we are using for our pile, we use top-notch materials. We don't compromise when it comes to materials, like from our steel rebars to our concrete to our mixed ratio and everything. We give the best because we want a lasting solution to any soil problems, and that's why we're doing the pile.
And then with the foundation of the Castle Awoyaya bungalow, we realized after our integrity test, it shows that the house can even last more than 210 years without any crack. We are very proud of that. If we look at the Castle Awoyaya, the new units we've actually got in the old layout, we're looking at that's 145 units of bungalows. We deliver them in phases. We have batch A, B, and C. We've actually delivered the batch A, and then the batch B. We just concluded some couple of weeks ago. So for the batch C, which actually entails semi-detached bungalows and other types of apartment and semi-detached duplexes that we're actually building. Those are the large batches of units that we're actually building currently. We have some couple of semi-detached bungalows that that I want to give out to people that have actually, because we've gotten a lot of prayer of requests of people that actually want to buy into our semi-detached bungalows, So we'll be actually releasing some couple of units into the market as soon as possible, and then we'll be making sure we deliver it speedily. So actually looking at the fully detached and looking at the semi-detached now, I think it only has just little differences. So the semi-detached is just a replica, almost a replica of the fully detached, Once you are living in this semi-detached that we are releasing into the market, it's just as if you are living in a fully detached too, looking at the space, looking at the bigger size of the room, looking at the placement of the room, looking at the sitting room, how bogus it is. Most of the rooms are even bigger than the fully detached. And also the sitting room majorly, it's very large. The wall is even more higher than that of fully detached. It's like putting in a lot of affordability and some changes that people will actually really love to see. And then people have actually moved in the batch A, and some of the batch B, they actually are moving into their houses as we speak. Most of them are actually, like 90% of the residents are actually abroad-based residents, And then we are happy seeing them, seeing the work of our hand, our first project, our first baby, seeing people actually moving in there and actually living in the amazing estate. So for the batch C, which actually entails semi-detached bungalows and other types of apartment and semi-detached duplexes that we're actually building. Those are the last batches of units that we're actually building currently. Looking at the royal finesse of the Castle Awoyaya, you don't have to break the bank to own a luxury castle. We have to actually really make it affordable. This semi-detached also is actually going to be having options. Anybody that actually wants the royal finesse, the option is actually available. So this is actually up for anyone that actually wants to key into this semi-detached. We just have less than 20 units available. So we want everyone to actually come now, come quick. All our clients that actually be making demands for these amazing semi-detached bungalow to come now, come quick and grab their offer.
Concerning security, we have our 8-man squad. 8-man squad that's securing this estate, and in supporting of that, we have a 360 camera that is overseeing the whole activities in the estate in general.
We make sure everything is standard, because we have a standard we have to work with to avoid building collapse or anything. That is why even if we notice any default or anything, we rather do a demolition and rebuild. That is what we do. So because we just want to give the best, and that's what we stand for at Evermark Homes and Properties Limited.
In Evermark, you can trust our promise.